Subtle results, still you, but with fewer lines. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
Good morrow, everyone. This is The Other Side of Midnight on 77 WABC. I'm Frank Morano. I hope everyone had a terrific Thanksgiving. I certainly did. I'll give you some of the highlights of my holiday throughout the program, and I'm eager to hear yours as well. I hope it was delicious, and I hope that because a lot of you are off today, maybe that means a lot of you are staying up to listen to the program live when you usually catch the podcast. If that's you, we are going to do Ask Frank Anything in a mere 2 minutes. All you have to do is give a call to 646-720-0635. That's 646-720-0635, and you can ask a question on any subject you like. Meantime, there was a column in the New York Daily News by Bradley Tusk. Now, Bradley Tusk is a bright guy. He's a venture capitalist. He's been active in New York City politics for a long time, been active in Illinois politics for some time as well. He was Mike Bloomberg's campaign manager for his third term. And in this column in the Daily News, Tusk raises some intriguing points about New York politics. Tusk writes about lessons from the presidential election and applies them to our local landscape. And sure, some of the observations about treating voters with respect and intelligence or not confusing the Twitter bubble with real life make sense, but one of his proposals is downright unhinged. He suggests the Republican Party leave their ballot line blank in the next mayoral election to pave the way for Andrew Cuomo to run as an independent. That idea is, and I don't use this term lightly, psychotic. First, let's remember who Andrew Cuomo is. He's a man who left office under a cloud of scandal. We don't need to list the scandals, but there's many. He's the governor who manipulated nursing home data during the pandemic, misled the public about how many people died. He bullied critics, strong-armed lawmakers, and left a trail of political roadkill that even Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wouldn't want to eat in his wake. To think Republicans should roll over and hand him a path back to power is absurd. The justification for this idea? Fear that someone more progressive might win instead. That's not just a weak excuse. It's insulting. The Republican Party in New York City might be small, but it still represents a meaningful number of voters who deserve a real choice. Even if the odds are long, offering a credible candidate is an essential part of the democratic process. Giving up the Republican line for Cuomo is not only a betrayal of those voters, but also an admission of political cowardice. Tusk argues that Cuomo could run an anti-elite, outer borough-focused campaign and be competitive. But who are we kidding? Cuomo is as elite as it gets. His outer borough populism would be as authentic as a Broadway actor's Queen's accent. If the Republican leaders in the city have any self-respect, they'll reject this idea outright.
Beam me up!
To be continued.
ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track. And ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
Good morrow, everyone. This is The Other Side of Midnight on 77 WABC. I'm Frank Morano. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade right here in New York City is an iconic celebration that has delighted millions for nearly a century. It's a family tradition, a showcase of creativity, and a source of pride for New York City. This year, however, a group of pro-Palestinian protesters decided to disrupt the event, blocking the route and causing chaos for several minutes before police intervened. 25 arrests later, the parade resumed, but not without leaving a sour taste in the mouths of spectators and participants alike. People who were coming out, by the way, in spite of the rain and inclement weather. Let me say this clearly. Regardless of where you stand on the situation in the Middle East, targeting the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade was not the right move. Protests are, of course, a vital part of democracy, a way to express grievances and demand change. But there's a time and a place, and this wasn't it. Disrupting an event like the Macy's Parade doesn't win over hearts and minds. It alienates people. This parade is about community, about families coming together to share joy and create memories. When protesters block a float or glue themselves to the street, they're not just making a political statement, they're directly interfering with a cherished moment for countless children and families. It's hard to build empathy for your cause when your tactics feel like an attack on an innocent celebration. If you truly believe in your cause, the goal should be to build bridges, not burn them. Host an educational event. Organize a peaceful demonstration in a location that doesn't disrupt people's lives. Use art, dialogue, or community projects to make your case. But don't hijack something that's meant to unite us all, especially in a city that's already seen more than its fair share of division. Mayor Eric Adams and the NYPD deserve credit for handling the situation quickly and preventing a more significant disruption. But it's troubling that this marks the second year in a row that major holiday events in New York City have been targeted by protests. Last year, we saw similar disruption at the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting, another event steeped in tradition and joy. There's a time for outrage and a time for celebration. The two don't mix. If you want to change the world, you need to inspire people. And inspiration doesn't come from ruining someone's Thanksgiving morning. It comes from showing that you have a better way forward. To the protesters, next time, think about the community you're trying to reach. Use your passion to build something meaningful, not tear something special apart. And as far as I'm concerned, that's exactly what these people tried to do yesterday.
Beam me up!
To be continued.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, and MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
New Jersey is considering some significant changes to how candidates appear on the ballot, and the discussion has raised some important questions about fairness and transparency in elections. As things stand, New Jersey's ballot design has long been criticized for favoring party-endorsed candidates and incumbents, often to the detriment of challengers. But what exactly is on the table, and what does it mean for voters? One of the proposals lawmakers are discussing involves bracketing. While the traditional system of forming the county line by linking assembly candidates with Senate candidates appears to be off the table, lawmakers may still allow candidates for assembly and other local offices to bracket with their running mates. On the surface, this might seem harmless, but critics argue that even limited bracketing can give an unfair advantage to party insiders. I happen to think they're right. Another proposed change involves ballot slogans. Right now, non-endorsed candidates can use slogans that might suggest they're affiliated with a political party even when they're not officially backed by it. Lawmakers are considering restricting this practice, a move that could raise First Amendment concerns but is intended to prevent voter confusion. There's also talk of increasing the number of petition signatures required to get on the ballot. Currently, it takes just 100 signatures to run for the state legislature in New Jersey. Raising this threshold would make it harder for outsiders to challenge the political establishment, a change that might benefit entrenched interests at the expense of grassroots candidates. It will come as no surprise to you that I am totally opposed to making the ballot requirements more stringent. I think 100 signatures is fine. And it's not as if people are crowding up the ballot now because the signature threshold is so low. Keep it at 100. Perhaps the most controversial idea involves highlighting incumbents on the ballot in primary elections. Whether it's through asterisks, bold font, or some other method, the goal seems to be giving incumbents a leg up by making their status as the current officeholder more visible to voters. While some argue that this provides useful information, others see it as an unnecessary and unfair advantage. As far as I'm concerned, there should be nothing on the ballot to denote incumbency, not in the primary and not in the general election. If incumbents want voters to know they're in office, they should earn that recognition by going out and telling people. Let them knock on doors, hold town halls, and make their case directly to the public. The ballot should be a level playing field, not a tool to stack the deck in favor of those already in power. Ultimately, the goal of any ballot design should be to ensure fairness and clarity, not to protect the political status quo. New Jersey has a chance to reform a system that's been criticized as boss-driven and unfair. Let's hope the final proposal prioritizes voters over politicians, because at the end of the day, elections should be about giving the people a real choice, not about preserving the power of those already in office.
Beam me up!
To be continued.
At Sephora, we've got what you want, because you're obsessed with your skin, and we're obsessed with what it needs. Sephora has the best products to help you get beautiful, glowing, radiant skin. With an extensive, inclusive range of results-driven formulas and in-store beauty advisors to help you find exactly which are right for you, the best skincare is only at Sephora. Sephora, for all your skincare.
The Other Side at Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
New York's guardianship system is finally under the microscope, and not a moment too soon. For years, this system, tasked with protecting the elderly and infirm who can't care for themselves, has operated with minimal oversight, allowing abuse, neglect, and failing the very people that it's meant to protect. Thanks to ProPublica's groundbreaking investigative reporting, the alarming shortcomings in this system are now too glaring to ignore. Guardianship is designed to safeguard the elderly and those unable to care for themselves. We've done a whole lot of segments on this on the radio. Yet in practice, it often does the opposite. Over 28,000 New Yorkers currently live under the control of court-appointed guardians. These guardians have sweeping authority, managing finances, health care, and living arrangements, but the oversight in place to ensure they act responsibly is laughably inadequate. Just imagine, in New York City, only about 157 court examiners and a handful of judges oversee the lives of more than 17,000 wards. ProPublica's investigation revealed horrifying stories of individuals living in rat-infested, heatless apartments and of guardians draining their wards' bank accounts while no one was watching. The situation is even grimmer for the unbefriended, individuals who lack family or friends to advocate for them. They make up about 20% of all wards statewide and are particularly vulnerable. With limited resources and an overburdened system, these individuals often fall through the cracks entirely. Finally, there are glimmers of hope. 2 new oversight roles have been introduced: a statewide coordinating judge and a special counsel for guardianship matters. These positions are a start, but they're just the beginning. Real reform will require bold action, including publicly funded guardianship services. Advocates are pushing for a $15 million fund to help nonprofits take on more cases, and for a $72 million plan to create a statewide guardianship agency. Both ideas would represent a sea change for the system. But as always, the question is, will the political will materialize? Governor Hochul and legislative leaders have so far offered little more than vague promises. That's not good enough. This issue isn't just about dollars and cents. It's about our humanity. Are we willing to let our most vulnerable citizens suffer? Or are we going to step up and fix a system that's fundamentally broken? ProPublica's reporting has handed us a mirror. I'm going to link to this, by the way, on my Facebook page. Check it out, facebook.com/Morano fan, showing us the uncomfortable truth about how we treat our elders and those in need. The time to act is now. New York's leaders have a chance to not just patch up a flawed system, but to set a nationwide example. Let's hope they seize it, because the people depending on this system can't wait any longer.
Beam me up.
To be continued.